Welcome to Homesmade Creations. This is Lynn. Thanks for stopping by. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Today we're going to be working on busted canvases. We have 3 different prints we're going to be working with. First of all, I printed out several different pictures from online. I printed a couple of different sizes of several different pictures just to see what was going to fit best in my canvases. I have 2 canvases that are 8 by 10 and one that's a 12 by 12. I'm going to be using this tissue paper and I'm going to be decoupaging it on the front and as well as on the inside. So I'm trying to pick the prints that I want to decide on, and then I'm going to decide on which type of tissue paper that I want to do for each one of the prints so that I can make it work to look the best. These are the prints that I've decided on. I'm going to do the cardinal, I'm going to do the candles, and I'm going to do the Christmas house. Here I'm just testing to see which one of these prints will fit the best. I think I'm liking this one the best. I definitely want to do the cardinal on the 12 by 12. I think the other 2 prints will look great in the 8 by 10s. I have already Mod Podged all the front and the back of the canvases and let it completely dry. And now I need to decide on this tissue paper. I have the gold tissue paper and then the white tissue paper with gold words that say Merry Christmas on it. I think those 2 will go great together. I definitely want to use that for the one with the cardinal. My Mod Podge is already dried and I'm going to be using my heat press, my mini heat press on a low setting to reactivate that Mod Podge and seal the tissue paper down onto the canvas. I'll be laying a piece of parchment paper on top. I'm just checking to see here if I can get any of the full words of Merry Christmas in there. Most of the canvas will be busted, obviously, so there's not going to be a lot of spots. It's hard to get right in the middle of the canvas because it is not supported underneath there, so I'm mainly going around the frame and making sure that I get it sealed really well around the frame. Just going to cut the excess off. I will sand it with just a little sanding block later. Now I'm going to put some tissue paper on the inside and I will be able to seal it from the inside and from the outside, so it will actually seal both parts, the inside as well as the top of the canvas. It'll seal them both. Just measuring this out real quick. This will be the gold part. This part you want to put face up because when you flip it over and you cut your canvas, this is the part that will roll out and the part that you will see that's the busted part. I did put a piece of parchment paper underneath my canvas so that the Mod Podge didn't go through the tissue paper that's on the front and glue itself to the inside there. This is really pretty. You can see a couple spots there that didn't seal really well, so I'm going to go through there and get those sealed too. I love doing this method because it completely takes care of any wrinkles, makes everything go on very smooth, and seals it down very well. I typically don't do another layer of Mod Podge on top when I'm doing these busted canvases because I'm going to be cutting them and that just makes it that much harder to cut. Worked out perfect. This is the exact right size to do this next canvas, so I went ahead and used the rest of that tissue paper on this one, but on the inside of this one I'm going to use the white tissue paper with the gold glitter on it instead. Now what I realized later is that I should have painted the inside of that canvas white. The glitter would have shown up a lot better, but I come up with a couple of ways to make that work. Later you'll see. For the 8 by 10 with the house, I'm going to use the gold tissue paper. I believe that's what I've decided on. And I'm also going to use the tissue paper that is it has the glitter on it. I'm going to do that on the top. Not much of it shows because the way the canvas rolls back, you really don't see a lot of that, but thought I'd put that on the top, and then I think I'll put the gold inside. Now it's time to attach the actual pictures, and this is just regular copy paper. It's time to attach it to the actual boards that I'll be putting on the back side of the canvases. This is the part that will show through the busted part of the canvas. Just kind of measuring this, trying to get it somewhat centered to be the right spot that will actually show through the part of the canvas that is busted. Sealing it exactly the same way with the mini press. Works just as well whether it's tissue paper or copy paper. It works very well on any of it. I'm going to do that with the one with the candles and with the cardinal as well. Once everything is attached, I'm just going to take my finger sander and just go right along the edges, just pushing, sanding down in a downward motion, and it just really pulls that edge right off of there, makes it a nice clean edge. I really like doing it this way. It makes it really simple to get it right up at the edge of that board. So I'm going to do that with all three boards. I did that on the boards as well as on the canvases. I'm going to be using my hot glue gun. This is a battery operated hot glue gun. It's fantastic. If you don't have one, I highly recommend it. I'm going to use my cutting board and just a regular X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to be cutting right down the center. I'm going to do my first one in a vertical cut all the way from the top to the bottom. Then I'm going to come over, cutting it kind of like you would cut a pie, from corner to corner and then across the middle with different ones. I'm going to kind of cut each one of them a little bit different to see how we like it. There's a couple spots that didn't cut all the way through. I'm just going to tweak those just a little bit. Make sure I get everything cut. I'm going to do that with all the boards. Once the boards are cut, it's time to roll it back, and I just take it against my finger and roll it. Get a hold of the tip of the corner there and just roll it back with the Mod Podge and the two layers of Mod Podge and a tissue paper on both sides. When you roll it back, it kind of keeps its shape pretty well. I don't want it rolled back completely in a uniform manner. I want it to look like it's kind of busted out, and so I'm going to try to do some of these in a little bit different. They kind of turn out to be a little more uniform than I had originally planned. But now that I've got that in there, I'm going to roll that back forward so that I can put my canvas with the print on it against it. I'm just going to glue that down with my hot glue gun, and I'm going to do that with all of the canvases. This is the cardinal one, and as I'm doing it, I realize that you're going to really be able to see all of the extra around the outside there. And so I'm just going to take some paint. This is chalk paint. It's in the color Plaster. It's Waverly chalk paint. I just got it at Walmart. I'm just going to take my fan brush and just real quickly go along the edge, take care of that piece of cardboard that I attached the print to. I didn't have a canvas for this one, so I just cut a piece of cardboard. It works just as well, did the same process. But I am going to go all the way up to the actual picture itself so that the white of the white part of the paper won't be showing through. It'll all be kind of the same color. A lot of this won't show. I'm planning on doing some things on the inside of the canvas as well as on the outside, put some different embellishments on there, so I don't think a lot will show, but just in case, I didn't want that white to stand out or the cardboard, either one, to stand out. So now I'm going to glue it down. Again, I'm just using my hot glue gun and just gluing it right around. I'm going to be putting some ribbon around the outside of this, give an extra layer. I'll be covering the back sides to make sure that they look nice and finished. And I don't know if you can see it, but I just realized that I put the canvas in sideways. So my Merry Christmas, my words are going not in the right direction, but oh well. I figure by the time I roll all these back and I get all the pieces and the embellishments added with the ribbon and the greenery, that maybe it won't show up that much. At this point, I don't think I'm going to go back and fix that. I'm just going to go ahead with it. So I'm just rolling each piece back and gluing the tips down as I go. As I look inside here, I realize that you can actually see the inside of the canvas. So I'm going through here and I'm just going to paint the inside of the canvas just to make sure it's the same color as the outside edges around the paper, around that cardinal, just in case it shows up. Like I said, I don't think it will with all the embellishments I'm planning on using, but just in case, that way it's just taken care of, and I won't have to go back after I try to add embellishments to try to add that on. So I'm just real quickly going in there and just doing a real quick paint job, making sure I get it on there. I will do that with the other ones as well, on the ones that you can see. So I'll be touching up with that. I love to use the fan brush when I do ones like this, just because it's very thin. It's really easy to get in there and in small tight places and be able to get the paint on and smooth it out really well. So there's the candle one, and now I need to do the house. I did try to cut each one of these, like I mentioned earlier, a little different, so that when it rolls back and rolls out, it will look a little different each time. Now onto the embellishments. I have lots and lots of different floral pieces in my box of gold florals. I might use a variety of any of these. I want to kind of make sure that the right tone of gold matches. I really like this one with those red berries, but I can't quite figure out how to get it attached to where I will like it. I'm going to keep thinking about that one. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to use that. I do like these picks. These picks, different picks have come from all over the place. I've got some at Walmart, some at Hobby Lobby, some at a place that we go. It's called Old Time Pottery in Pigeon Forge. I get a lot of my picks there too as well. So I've gotten them and collected them from all over the place. So I'm just going to go here now and I'm going to fill in that inside. So I'm going to put some greenery on the inside of that canvas. Since I've got that little amount of space, I can fill it up and make it look pretty from the inside as well. So I couldn't quite decide what to use. I ended up just cutting off a piece of garland that I got from Walmart. It's one of those little real thin pieces of garland, and I just cut off a little section of it, fit down inside there. So I'm just going to glue it in and get it squished down in there really well, but I really would like for it to look a little more snowy. I really feel like the background of this looks that way, so I'm just taking my white chalk paint and just touching up and going over, dabbing it on there to make it look like it's a little snow covered. These picks came from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just cutting them off. They've got a little bit of frosting on the end, and then those little red berries. I think it really works very well with this picture, with the berries there along the sides of the cardinal. So I'm just going to kind of stick this in and around in different spots. I'm going to glue it in when I find the spot that I like. I found some of these pieces. They were gold berries, but they're like holly berries, but the berries are gold. But the leaves have gold trimming around the outside. How perfect is that? So I think I'm just going to cut some leaves off here and there, some of the different leaves, that I'm just going to glue a piece of them down so that part of them will still be raised up a little bit, just to kind of fill in around the edges, just so you don't see that the inside of the canvas as well. I'm just going to kind of go in there and tweak it around a little bit. I added some gold berries around in different spots, and I decided to take that pick that I really liked that had the red frosted berries on it and just take it apart. I really like it with this particular print. I just think it goes very well all the way around. I just couldn't get it like I wanted it. I just felt like it was standing up too big. So I wanted it to be a little bit flatter. So I am just taking it apart. I'm sorry it didn't get on the camera there, but it's just right above us. I'm just taking it apart, kind of figuring out how I want these greenery pieces put down there, and I'm just adding some hot glue, holding it long enough to let it dry, and then adding my other piece. So like I said, I'm going to be using all of this pick. I'm just going to cut it apart and rearrange how I use it. clean up the backs and make them look a little bit better, I applied craft paper in the same procedure as I did all the other pieces. I put Mod Podge on the backs of all the canvases. I let it dry. I put the craft paper on with parchment paper on top, then used the heat press to reactivate that Mod Podge. It just cleans it up, I think makes it look a little bit neater, and then I just took my finger sander and ran around the edge of it to get all of it off around the edge. This is a gold and white cording that I have, and I'm just going to glue it in between my two canvases, just to clean up that edge and make that look a little bit neater. I've already put the craft paper on the back of my house scene. I think I'm going to use this gold ribbon. It's got a wired gold glitter edge. I think I will use that to go around the edge of this. I'm going to start at the bottom so that it will start and end at the bottom and not have that seam and be quite so noticeable. So I'm just going along first and gluing right around the edge so that that wired glitter edge is just barely peeping over the top around the edge of the canvas, just to give a nice finished edge look. Once I get it all the way around, then I'm going to go back and glue on the back and glue it down on the back. I'm just going to fold the corners down like you would wrapping a present, a gift, and make it look nice and neat back there, and get it all glued down and fixed there as well. Okay, so for the inside of this canvas, I think I want to do polyfill, make it look like snow is down in here. So I'm just going to stuff some in here and see how that looks. I think I like that. I want to get it kind of like I like it. I'm going to take it back out and put a bead of hot glue down there and just stick that cotton back in there on top. I love these little gold trees that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I think they will be a perfect addition in here to add to this piece. So I'm going to go ahead and stick some cotton in. I think I really like it all the way around the edges. I think I'm going to like it all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and do some cotton here in the bottom. I think if I glue this tree down right there, that will look right. I just about forgot. I had planned to put lights in this one, and so I want the lights to go under the cotton, or the polyfill. So I want to go ahead and get that in. I'm going to see where I want it. I want to be able to pull it through one of these edges, and I'll put the on-off battery pack in the back of the canvas. You can just turn it on and off that way. I think if I go over one of these corners, I will end up putting some florals and different things right there, and I don't think you'll even see it. So I think this will work really well. I'm going to take my hot glue gun and go in there and glue each piece of that wire down. I'm just going to make sure that I'm gluing on a spot that's just the wire and not the actual bulb itself. It works pretty well. Sometimes I hold the wire down and put the glue on top. Sometimes I put the glue down first. It works either way. So I'm just going to go through here. I'm going to add a little tree on this side too, but I think now that I'm down on this corner, I would love to have the lights on this tree. So before I put the lights down around the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around this tree, and that way it will be lit. The tree will be lit as well. I think that'll look really, really good up against this house print. Now that I've got all this polyfill in, I really feel like it needs something extra. So I'm going to take a little bit of Mod Podge, just kind of pat some Mod Podge in different areas, and then I'm going to take some of that flaky snow from the Dollar Tree and just sprinkle it on there so it will have some fluffy looking snow on top of the polyfill. This makes a huge mess, but it looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around all four sides and get that added in there. Moving right along, I'm trying to find the right greenery that I'd like to put and add in here. I want my greenery to be snowy looking, since this is a snowy looking scene of the house. I'm going to add, I think I like these gold berries. I think I want to add some of them as well. I have several different pieces here. I'm going to just try and see what I like. We'll put some in here at different spots and see how it looks before I actually glue it in. I think I want to add some of the extra fluffy snow to this greenery, but this time I'm using my art glitter glue. It's a much thinner and more precise spot to put the glue, so you can get the snow exactly where you want it. It actually works a little bit better than just using the Mod Podge. Moving on to the candle busted canvas, I am using some paint that has, I think it's the Glamour Dust in it, which just gives a nice shimmer to the edge. So I'm just going to put that all around the edges here just to add a little extra shimmer. I can't see the glitter, the gold glitter on the tissue paper as well as I'd like to, so I'm also going to go back in at some point and add just some extra gold glitter. I'm actually using the glitter from that has fallen off of the pieces. So I had several, quite a bit of gold glitter that came off those little gold glitter trees, and then all of the pieces that I've used so far, floral picks and different things, that all have glitter on them, and so I'm actually just kind of rubbing the glitter off the edges of it, and I'm just using that glitter. It works really well, and I can make sure it matches. I'm going to put some of that Glamour Dust on the actual flames, just to kind of give them a little extra sparkle when the light hits them just right. I'm just using some of the same picks as I've used before. I am going to do it on the two different corners of this one. I tried to make them look a little bit different. And here's the final reveal. I'll try to get you up close so you can see the gold sparkle. I showed it on screen, but I did go back and put some red glitter paint on all the berries on the wreath and the garland that is in the picture itself, and then I did a little bit of that glamour dust around the snow on the rooftops just to give it a little extra shimmer, and I did it on a couple of other spots there just to give an extra little shimmer. I love this one with the lights on. This one might be my favorite. I'm really not sure. I really love all of them. So put down in the comments, which one is your favorite? Which one do you like the best? If you haven't already and you've made it this far in the video, thank you for staying with me. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm just getting started and it will help me out a lot and help my channel to grow. So I really do appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and I will see you guys next time.